Hey guys, just wanted to do a couple of quick guitar tip videos. A lot of you guys have been asking me for lessons and tips on how to play. And rather than try to get everyone together at the same time, I thought I'd do some of these little videos for you to give you a few tips, especially for a lot of you guys who might be leading worship at church, or maybe just trying to lead worship in a small group with an acoustic guitar. I just wanted to give you some ideas and tips that I've picked up along the way. I'm still learning stuff every day, so I by no means have it all down at all. But here are just some ideas that I've picked up along the way. So I hope that it will help you as you're learning guitar, or practicing guitar, leading in a group, or whatever. So the first thing I just wanted to share with you guys is just some basic strumming and rhythm ideas. Now, a lot of younger players that I meet or talk to, firstly, they often use a really light pick, like a really paper thin bendy one, which feels good at the start and it's easy, and it's okay to learn that way while you're learning rhythm, but eventually you really need to move on to what we call heavier picks or thicker picks to get a better sound out of the guitar, acoustic or electric for that matter. This one that I use at the moment, I'm not into pink, but I just like the style of this pick. It's a Dunlop USA and it's a 96.96 millimeter. Nothing fancy about the thickness of it. You don't want too thick either. You don't want this big fat thing, but you don't want too paper thin. The paper thin picks just sound, you can hear them slapping against the guitar. It sounds really terrible. You can't get a good tone out of it. But a nice thick pick will give you a nice good attack to your sound. The other thing with a thin pick is, if you have a really thin pick, it's just going to bend all over the strings and flop around. So you really can't do kind of any sort of lead stuff like. Now I'm exaggerating that a little bit, but you can't do any of that. Pretty hard to do that kind of stuff with a really light pick because it just bends all over the strings and you really can't attack it. Even you. That kind of stuff, you really want to hit it hard. See, I'm really hitting it hard, so if you want to do that kind of stuff, there's no way you can do that with a light pick. So get yourself a little bit of a heavier pick, a bit of a thicker pick, and that'll help you out a lot. The other thing is, a lot of younger players, they hit the rhythm way too hard and harsh, like this kind of thing. And it just sounds really harsh. It doesn't sound nice at all. You got to learn to have a lighter touch to your playing. And you might be asking, well, how do you do that with a thick pick? It's all about, number one, the way that you hold the pick. What you have to do is hold it with enough flexibility so that what happens when you're strumming is this kind of thing. It's flexible. Don't hold it too loose, otherwise it'll fly out. But hold it enough so that you can still grab it, but it should be able to flex in your hand like that. So when I'm strumming, what is actually happening is that that pick is moving a little bit inside my fingers so that you can get a much softer touch. So the difference, it's the difference between this and this. that's a much softer touch. So learn to have a softer touch in your rhythm playing, especially for worship kind of stuff. It sounds a lot nicer, a lot sweeter, a lot more pleasant to the ear. The other way to get that softer touch is not only the way that you hold the pick with a little bit of flexibility, but it's also your wrist. If your wrist is too tight and or you're kind of tightening up your hand too much trying to get rhythm, you're going to get that really harsh sound. If you loosen up, it's all in the wrist. If you loosen up and let your wrist kind of be more flexible, just loosen up your wrist a little bit. And then you can get a much softer touch. So it's in the wrist and it's in the way that you hold the pick, not too tightly. Just let it be a little bit flexible, let your fingers be a little bit flexible there, and you can get that nice kind of, see how that's a much softer kind of sound rather than, and you can always ramp it up. So you can start soft, and then if you have to increase it a little bit, you just hold the pick a little bit tighter and hit it a bit harder, back to soft. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea. So I hope that helps out a little bit just with your rhythm playing. Remember, just lighten up your touch a little bit. Get a heavy pick, but just lighten up your touch, and you get a much nicer sound out of the guitar and a lot more dynamics in your playing too, like that. A lot of light and shade, and you can bring it up. So I hope that helps you guys out a bit. God bless.